Hello and welcome to TechBrits, your community-driven technology show, and a very community-driven few weeks we have lined up for you.
In the next few weeks, we are going to be having some of the best of the UK tech scene joining us on the show, and we're just going to be we're basically showcasing what they do online.
Exactly, there's some fantastic talent out there, and we hope that this series really helps show you guys what's out there. Okay, so for our first week, we have a very special guest. This is Dave from Geekanoids. So why don't you just go ahead and tell us exactly who you are and what you do?
My name's Dave, and I publish videos to quite a few different YouTube channels actually, but the main two are the Geekanoids channel and Daily Tech TV. Now on Daily Tech TV, I answer viewer questions and I publish a new video every day. And on the Geekanoids channel, I test and evaluate technology products, and I publish between 1 and 3 videos every day on the main channel.
Okay, so can you tell us exactly what it was that got you started?
Well, I started out as an IBM engineer, and during that job I was really just sort of sent on a mission. So I would go out, complete my job, and then come back to base. So there was very little interaction with others during that job. And then I moved on to becoming a graphic designer. Now, during that role, it was very different. I was really known as the tech guy. So people would come to me with their system problems, and they would also come to me for advice when it came to buying a new gadget or a new mobile phone. And I came to realise that I was sharing that information with a very limited audience, and I really enjoyed doing it. So I thought, well, let's start writing about the products I recommend. So I started writing articles about them. But when you were writing an article about a mobile phone or a gadget, it's very difficult to show or explain fully how well it actually works. And YouTube had just started back then, so I thought, well, let's make videos about it. And that was really how the Geekanoids channel was born.
Right, and who inspired you?
I suppose the main two people that really inspired me were Sir Clive Sinclair, and that was because he was the inventor of the ZX Spectrum, and of course the ZX81 and the ZX80 before that. But the ZX Spectrum was the first computer I really remembered sitting there, laying on the floor with it connected to a TV, tapping in code. So that really sort of moulded my life, I suppose. And then when I was exposed to the Apple platform, the big inspiration for me was Steve Jobs. The way he was so focused on delivering a platform and an experience to people that really worked, and that really made me strive to become the best at what I do.
Nice, so I'm sure like all of ours, your content's changed a lot over the years, so how much has it changed since you started?
I think the main difference between my content now than when I first started in October 2006 is just how confident I feel in front of the camera. If you go back and watch some of those really early videos, you'll see that a lot of my mistakes and me worrying about what people thought about me were replaced by me erring and umming in front of the camera. You can really count how many times I say in every single video. And nowadays a lot of people ask me, how do you become a good tech reviewer? Which is really flattering. And what I normally say is just practice. Sit in front of your camera or in front of a mirror and just talk about the product. And through that practice, you'll become more confident. Another good tip is obviously if you're reviewing a product or talking about a particular subject is to just write bullet points down about what you want to cover. Not a full-blown script, but just reminders about what you want to say during that video, and I think that helps a lot. You've also asked how my content's changed since I started. Well, I think certainly the consistency has changed, and the video quality's changed, and the number of videos has changed as well. When I first started, I'd maybe do a video every couple of weeks, and it's very addictive. So I find myself doing 1, 2, sometimes 3 videos a day.
So is your life different now to how it was before you started making videos?
I certainly think video creation has moulded what I do day in, day out, so it's changed it dramatically. And I suppose if you look at it in terms of what percentage I spend throughout my day doing certain things, the video creation as a whole process takes up a lot of my time, and I thoroughly enjoy it because video creation isn't just about sitting in front of the computer and editing it up. It's all about the actual testing process as well, and then planning what you're going to show to the audience. So certainly it has really changed how I spend my time throughout the day. Luckily though, with modern technology, I can still find time for family and friends as well. So it's not all work, there's plenty of play as well.
Now I know that I have some real sort of fond tech memories. I just want to know, what was your oldest tech memory?
Well, I suppose my oldest tech memory is an old grandstand gaming system. I think it's the first thing I can remember my dad bringing into the household, and we were sitting there playing Pong. So we just had the two bats and the ball flying backwards and forwards. Very, very pixelated, obviously just black and white. Absolutely awesome time playing that with the family. And the grandstand system that we had, you could even choose with this dial between what sort of games you played. All the games were practically the same anyway. It was still normally hitting a ball of some sorts around, or a big square dot in the middle of the screen, but it was great fun, and that was really my earliest memory of technology.
So in your eyes, who do you think influenced technology the most?
Well, I think you're going to predict my answer on this one, because anyone who knows me on YouTube knows I'm a big Apple user. Now that's not to say there aren't other influences, companies that have made innovative products, but for me Apple probably ring true as being the most innovative and influential company that there is. With regards to the actual computer, they gave us a very elegant user interface in the Macintosh range. And then the music industry, they revolutionised with the iPod. And then of course the iPhone changed the way that we know and use smartphones today. And then even something like the tablet, which was a big fail first time round, Apple gave us the iPad. And they really have led the way with developing products that a lot of people didn't know they needed or were going to use until Apple presented it to them. So they're certainly the most influential company that's come to the forefront of my recognition for real leaders in what they do.
So, the big question, Mac or PC?
Well, I think you can predict my answer to that one. My chosen platform is the Apple Mac.
So, iPhone, Android, BlackBerry or Windows Phone?
Well, my chosen daily phone is the Apple iPhone. I actually use an iPhone 4S at the moment, but that's not to say I won't ever change. Certainly iOS has become a little bit stale for me, and even though I changed from the iPhone at one stage to Android and then back again, I still am a little bit bored of iOS. The thing that really interests me at the moment is Windows Phone. Windows Phone 7 and 7.5, really awesome user interface, very fluid, beautifully designed, and I'll definitely be trying Windows Phone 8 when it's released.
And what exactly was your first phone? I'm sure like mine it was a massive brick.
Now you've asked me a question there that's really hard to answer because I can't even remember what I did last week. I'm getting on a little bit now. But from what I remember, I think it was a Motorola. Might have been a StarTAC, or it might have even been before that. And I can just remember it being really awful compared to what we're used to using nowadays.
Now this might go back to your fondest tech memory, but what was your first computer?
Well, my first actual computer was a ZX81, but it didn't really do much. It just sort of sat there gathering dust. The first actual computer that I remember using was the ZX Spectrum, and I can remember buying Personal Computing Weekly magazine, and I used to open it to the code page and used to spend hours typing in this code and then pushing run and hoping that it worked. And if you made just one mistake, you'd have to go through it all and check all the lines of code you'd put in again. That's my earliest memory of using the computer properly.
So if you were stuck on a desert island, would you rather be stuck with Twitter or Facebook?
Well, to be honest, between those two, I'd definitely use Twitter more. Facebook, I sort of have a Facebook page because it's expected of you to have one, but certainly all of my interaction with people is done on Twitter. So if I had to choose between the two, it'd be Twitter every single time.
And what's the favourite device in your house? I'm sure most will say the one that's on you, but what would you say?
I think the favourite device is probably the device I use most, and that's my MacBook Air. I use it so much. I use it for checking all of my emails, responding to comments. I do often use it for watching videos as well, although I do have an iPad 3, which I use for watching the bulk of my YouTube videos. But I suppose that the MacBook Air is there just because it lives on my lap all the time, really. And something that's changed over the years, I think if you go back probably about maybe 5 years roughly, people used to sit of an evening and watch the TV. Well, nowadays they sit with a laptop or an iPad on their lap, and the TV's on in the background, sort of just like a living wallpaper as such. So certainly for me, going back to your actual question, favourite device is definitely my MacBook Air.
Thank you very much for joining us, Dave. We absolutely love your content. Keep doing what you do. Now, if you just quickly round up exactly where we can find you.
Well, I knew you'd save that question for last, and before I answer, I just want to say thank you very much for having me on your channel. I really do wish you every success with Tech Brits. And then just to let you know the answer to your question as to where you can find me, well, you can find my website at geekanoids.co.uk. You can find my main channel at youtube.com/geekanoids. You can also find me on the Daily Tech TV channel and the Geek Vlogs channel. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, then follow @geekanoids. Thanks very much for having me on, guys. I'll see you all soon.
And as always, thank you guys at home for watching. We'll be back to our normal schedule soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, and thanks again.